Imagine it's the end of the month. Your manager drops a message on Slack, "Hey, can you pull the latest AWS cost breakdown for all the project accounts that we handle, and we need to know who's spending what?" You know that feeling, right? So you open your browser, log into AWS, and begin the ritual. You navigate through the console, click the cost explorer, set the date range, filter the accounts, and wait until the graph loads. You're just trying to get a simple list of numbers, but it feels like a 10-minute long treasure hunt every single time. It pulls you out of your flow and waste your focus. Now, what if you could get the exact same report right here within your terminal within a single command in less than 5 seconds? That's exactly what I'm going to show you today. Forget the browser, forget the waiting. You're going to get your entire AWS organization's monthly cost report neatly broken down by account using the incredible AWS Cost Explorer MCP server. And this simple tool will completely change how you track your cloud spending and give you back the most valuable resource, that is your time. Stick with me, because after you see this, you will never go back to the old way again. Alright, so in order to achieve that, AWS has released something called as Cost Explorer MCP server. So you might have already seen my videos on Amazon Q Developer CLI. It is just an extended version of the same, right? So if you see here, the prerequisites are also provided, that is to install UV and then run Python UV Python, and you run AWS configure, and make sure that you have also installed Amazon Q Developer CLI, and go ahead and edit this file, for example .aws amazon q mcp.json, and add this AWS Labs Cost Explorer server. All right, once you add that, let me open up my terminal. So if you want to open up Q terminal, so you can just type in Q chat and it will open up Q window for you, where you can go ahead and ask your questions. For example, if you see, I've used multiple MCP servers, and that's the reason why it is giving you the list of all the loaded MCP servers like Diagram, AWS Pricing, EKS, CDK, and I've also installed Cost Explorer. All you have to do is just open this file, and in mcp.json file, go ahead and add this as well, right? Once you have this, you are good to go. But you should have another important thing, which is the permission in order to work with the Cost Explorer thing. So the permissions that are required is get cost and usage, get dimension values, get tags, get cost forecast, get cost and usage comparisons, get cost comparison drivers. So if you have these permissions for a user whom you are working with, then you can go ahead and start. For example, how do you configure the AWS CLI is, you just type in AWS and configure and hit enter. You will provide the AWS access key, the secret access key, the region where you are operating, and the output format, and hit enter. So this is how you configure the AWS CLI. Once you have that, all you have to do is open up your Amazon Q Developer CLI console. It will open up like this. For example, let me expand it a bit for you. All right. Now go ahead and ask your questions in the natural language processing. For example, let's say show me my AWS cost for last 3 months grouped by service in US East 1. So let me just copy that and I'll paste it here, and let's see how much time it will take and what will be the end result at the end, right? So if you see here, it says I'm using this Cost Explorer MCP server, so it automatically recognizes what is the MCP server that I need to use, right? So if it is not installed, it will automatically go ahead and install as well, but I prefer installing it before rather than trying later. Okay, so now I will allow this action by just typing T and hitting enter. Once I do that, it will go ahead and fetch the details for you. So it is thinking now it is saying that I'll retrieve the AWS cost for last 3 months, and it is saying August, September, and October grouped by service in US East 1. So it has got the details by just running get cost usage with parameters, and I need to type T again and hit enter. It will give the details in a beautiful organized manner. Let's see that. So it's thinking, and it is breaking down the answer for us. So if you see, here's your AWS cost breakdown for last 3 months. If you see, the total for 3 months was $0.03, and for August it was nearly 0. For September it is 0.06. For October it is 0.31, and it will also show me the top services by cost. So I've used Claude 3 Sonnet for Amazon Bedrock. So it has consumed 0.31, and it's only active in October. I've also used Confluent Cloud, so it's costing me around 0.06 in the month of September, and all other services zeros for each, because it's included in the free edition. And it also gives you the key observations, like your AWS usage in US East 1 has been very minimal over the last 3 months. The majority of your cost came from Amazon Bedrock, right? So this is really interesting for you to go ahead and ask a question instead of going to a graph and getting the answer. Now let's try another one. Show me the cost for production resources. If you have tagged your resources, for example, production, then you can ask, show me the cost for production resources tagged with environment is equal to prod. So I have not tagged, or I do not have any resources with the environment is equal to prod tag. So if I go ahead and ask, it should say that I do not have any resources probably. Let's see if that is correct or not, because I've seen sometimes the AI might not give you the right answers, but let us put that into test now. So it's checking. It looks like there are no resources currently tagged with environment is equal to prod. How cool is that, right? It's able to understand and it is able to get the result as well. Now let's also ask, compare my AWS cost between this one. It's straightforward. It is going to give that. So let's ask this question, which is very interesting. Forecast my AWS bill for the next month, right? So let's go ahead and ask that, and let's see what it has to say. So it is saying that I'll generate a cost forecast for your AWS usage for the next month, and I'll hit T and enter. All right, it says based on your historical usage pattern, its predicted cost is $39 a month. Confidence range is 80%. It is confident that it is going to be between $36 to $43. So this is really interesting, right? So you can actually get the detailed view as to how your forecast look like, and the possible reason for the increase is also being given here. AWS machine learning models detect patterns suggesting increased cost, because I've used Bedrock a lot for my previous projects, and that is the reason why you're seeing this spike. Cool. So this is another interesting tool that you can use as a platform engineer to get your hands dirty and to help you along the way. So if you found this video helpful, do hit that like button, hype the video if you like it, and also subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.